This time on Bulletproof Tactical, we're going to review the Wenger grip. This is a very rare Swiss Army knife, really unique. It's Wenger's attempt to defeat Leatherman. Continue watching. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with today's review. This is the Wenger grip. It's a really strange Swiss Army knife, not very common. You can tell why it didn't really succeed. This was Wenger's attempt to defeat what is the Leatherman, which is famous for their big grip, you know, their pliers. This one, we do have a little button right here, or a lever. You just slide it down and it opens, which is actually pretty cool. I like it. It's pretty comfortable, but it's not as practical as the Leatherman. I'm not going to argue which one's better, Leatherman or Wenger, but I just like weird stuff, and this is a weird knife. So let's go through the features. We have our can opener. We have our flathead screwdriver, bottle opener, wire stripper. Then we have our wood saw. This is somewhat of a special wood saw because it does have the inches and the centimeters laser engraved. You guys can see this is something they added on their newer Wengers, which I like. And we have, of course, the metal file, which is also a pretty good feature if you're working on vehicles or whatnot. So this is practically a good tool to carry on your motorcycle, your car. If you like working on cars, this is probably the one for you. And then, of course, we have the pliers. And we have a little compartment here, which is also really cool. Let me open it for you guys. It has some bits. And we also have a space for these bits right here. And we have our traditional blade. Okay. Something interesting about this Wenger is the blade opens differently than your regular Wenger. Why? Because you guys can see this one is completely opposite. Okay. Because the pliers would be in the way. So it opens the other way around, which is funny, right? Something you don't see every day. So this is definitely a rare and unique Wenger, collectible. You know, a lot of people like these, and they're not that easy to find anymore. So the drill bits, you guys can see, instead of a corkscrew, we actually have this magnetic extension, which we would insert in this slot right here. And that's where we can use our bits. So that's pretty cool. This one doesn't have your traditional screwdriver, but you get a little bit more options. And this is cool because these are regular sized bits, unlike the Victorinox, where we have really tiny bits that are special from factory. Like, you have to buy these off of Victorinox. You can buy these at Home Depot. This is a regular size. Okay, so you can even go to Home Depot and buy whatever sizes you need. These are exclusive to Victorinox, so it's their own size and just harder to get replacements overall. So yeah, it is cool to be able to get your standard drill bits, right? Cheaper. And you get more options. With Victorinox, you're kind of limited to whatever they think is useful. So I thought this was a really cool Wenger. Of course, you have your bits right here, and then whenever you're done, you just pull it out. Has a magnet, and then you just store your bits, which I think is really cool. The one thing I do not like about this knife is it's really easy to just actuate this little lever right here. If you're just storing it in your pocket, it's gonna open. And to be honest, if you compare this with a Leatherman, of course, the Wenger cool factor, I think this is cooler just because it's rare, but it's not as practical, okay? I think this is more of a, I want to say a collectible because I really use my knives, but this is not as practical as a Leatherman, I would say. So just let me know what you guys think. I definitely think it's interesting how this blade works, and I think this is actually a comfortable grip position for the knife. So you can still sharpen it relatively easy. You know, it's not that bulky. Okay, it is opposite. So that's the strange part, right? But I just thought it was a very interesting knife, and I thought I'd give you guys a quick review on it. Leave me a comment, let me know what you guys think about it. It also comes with its little holster. And leave me a comment, don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.